Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, I'm going to be doing a couple things. First of all, I want to just give a huge shout out and thanks to everyone that's ever watched a video on this channel, shared a video, commented on a video, or hit that subscribe button, or became a member of the channel, because I have just hit 4,000 subscribers, a number that I would not have thought was possible when I started this channel back in 2017. Now back then, this was just a very casual channel. I was uploading some gameplay for my alliance mates and some of my friends, and then just slowly and steadily it's been growing. We've been making more friends in the game, getting a little bit more serious about it, and we're now at the point where we have some pretty heavy-hitting videos on here. I enjoy making guides and champion spotlights and things like that, and I do plan to continue to keep this channel going in the future. Now, as part of that celebration, I am going to be doing a full roster tour. The last time I did one of these was back in October of 2023, and I was watching that video this morning, and it's kind of insane to see how fast the game has escalated since then. That was sort of right around the time of Battle Realm Brawl, so we saw the first rank 3 enter the game, but then we had, the Cyber Weekend sales, we had the dropping of Necropolis, and there's already looking like so much player versus environment PvE content this year, so that it's going to really sort of keep our appetite whet and keep us very excited about playing this game and getting more rewards through everything from sagas to Karina's challenges to Winter of Woe and other Everest content and things like that. So I'm really excited about where the game is for players like myself, because I am currently not pushing the alliance modes anymore. I'm pretty much done with war. I'm pretty much even done with battlegrounds. I'm just sort of barely getting to the glad circuit, but there are so many places in the game to get the rewards that you need. And you don't even really need high AQ. If you do raids, you'll still get some of those nice rewards, and you can just do something chill like we are with map 6. And with war, it's just become true YOLO wars, because the war tactics have been so difficult lately that we're trying the best we can, but we're just sort of accepting that we're not going to get great rewards from war, and that's absolutely fine. But you can see my account has not really suffered, right? So I'm excited about where the game is, that there is a lot to do, and there are a lot of paths that each summoner can take, playing the content that they want to play and getting the rewards that they need. And with that, let's get into the account. So first of all, just going to show the profile picture here. So 1,200 champions. Wow. Okay. I didn't even know I hit that number, and we're over 5 million rating. Prestige, I don't really keep track of anymore, but because we have 2 rank 3s, I guess it's pretty good. The relic prestige is just kind of toward the top there. I think I have like 4 maxed out ones or something like that. So we do have like 5 that we've used the tier 1 celestial alloy on, so I think that's decent, but I don't really know because I don't really keep track of that anymore. But yeah, this is sort of what we're looking at. We still have this arena streak from back when we did Archangel. And of course, I am still in the very angry cow coalition, which is my permanent home in this game. I'm going to be staying here forever now. It is a great alliance with friends that I've made, and it's the right pace for what I want to be doing in the game right now. All right, so we're going to take a look at the 7 stars first. I'm only going to be going down to rank 4, 6 stars, because the game has progressed so much lately that the rank 3s aren't really what they used to be. So the last time that I did an account overview like this, I only had 2 rank 2s, and they were Elsa Bloodstone and Sunspot. Now the rank 2s go all the way down to Maestro here. So we got a Mystic rank 3 gem from the first pass of Necropolis, and then I also got a Mystic Nexus, I guess it was, or the Mystic Crystal, and I got super lucky with this dupe of America Chavez. I think she, especially as a 7-star in the basic pool, is one of the best mystics in the entire game. So she went straight up to rank 3, no questions asked. I've got the Iron Fist relic on her, which is one of the best ones for her as well. And then Elsa Bloodstone, I actually took the dupe from the 7-star selector from the original base pool on her to get her awakened, just because she is one of my all-time favorite champs, and I want to really invest in her especially now that things like prestige and war attack and stuff like that don't matter as much for me. I'm really interested in just taking up champs that I want to play and that I enjoy playing. And Elsa's going to basically get my Sig Stone. She's going to go up to Sig 200 someday, probably be my first rank 4. I'm just really excited to take her on this journey through the 7-star progression. And she is up there. I did dupe her a second time. So she's Sig 40. She's going to get my X Magica Sig Stones, and she is my other rank 3. Now, Sunspot, I've duped a couple times. He is a phenomenal Battlegrounds champion and just hits super hard. I really like how even if you get like a couple flare states, his basic hits are just doing a ton of damage. And now that I've awakened him a couple times, I start with like 90-ish or 89 of the solar charges, so that's nice because it just gives you a little bit more leeway before you run out of charges. Werewolf by Night, I've pulled twice from Titan crystals, right? And I've only opened 4 total, and 2 of them have been Werewolf. But honestly, I cannot complain at all because his dupe is super underrated. Even at Sig 20, you just get that unblockable and that unstoppable at key moments in the fight, which can really, really help you with aggression after you get to the 10 charges and you just dash in and get to a special 2. And it also makes him annoying on defense because you have to deal with that unblockable at times. And, you know, essentially Sig 20 is more than enough for him. So he is a very, very solid rank 2 for me. I really, really like Werewolf. I know he's kind of a rare champion because he's only in the Titan. So I'm super pumped that I have him. Mysterio, I've pulled twice and I decided to rank 2 him because I've always liked Mysterio and he sort of acts as my 7-star who is good for Domino. Of course, we have Shuri as well, but he is one of the best OG Domino counters and just has some good utility. And, you know, especially with the stats that you have as a 7-star, he's a little bit more of a defensive threat with that higher combat power rate and the block penetration being kind of annoying. And then, you know, you throw a special 3, you have that Penny Parker synergy. It is just crazy, crazy damage. So I've always liked Mysterio and he went to rank 2. Guillotine 2099, she was really an MVP for Necropolis for me. I used her on every single path on the right side of the map, and she was just, as I said, just a total MVP. I could not have had as smooth of a clear without her. She is definitely not the most flashy champion, but what she does so well, and I was super pumped that she was able to work in Necropolis, and she even worked for Winter of Woe for me as well, so not bad. Black Cat, very lucky, 2 loyalty crystals back to back. I got her and I got the Awakening. The Awakening is nice for that combo shield and the occasional save your butt with the evade. And yeah, she's great for Battlegrounds, but just so many champions have abilities on the hit and she's able to just totally sabotage them that way. Plus with Deep Wounds, her bleeds are absolutely crazy. She's a very, very fun champion to play and she's at rank 2. Morbius, I also duped from a Titan Crystal, so I was pretty excited to get some newer champs out of my Titan pulls there. And yeah, his dupe, again, it's kind of like the theme of these champions is like, even at Sig 20, they're amazing. The way his fervor buff works, after you do a glide, it really increases the ability accuracy of all debuffs, which means even though at Sig 20, I think it's only like a 50% chance for the rupture, it goes up to almost 100% chance when you have that fervor buff up. So basically going up against bleed immune at Sig 20 is going to feel no different than going up against a not bleed immune. Those ruptures are coming in just as fast as the bleeds would, and that just increases his range, right? So you can take Man-Gog, you can take Man-Thing, stuff like that for those big bleed immune mystics. And he's just a really, really phenomenal champion and happy to have the dupe. Spider-Man, I also duped recently, and he is sort of my go-to raids champ for Vanguard. And he's, you know, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I had no regrets taking him up. I did end up pulling Titania not that soon in the future, or not that far in the future after ranking him, of course, so she's probably going to take over for raids, but he does still have a very simple play style, and I like a lot of things like the way he combats Limber, and just the way, you know, you can throw one special 1 and then just build up a bunch of taunts, throw a big special 2 with crit stat focus. It almost always crits, so it's a nice, fun champion to have, and of course, it's Spider-Man. We love Spider-Man, and there he is. Moondragon, again, very lucky, just like that werewolf, just like that Morbius, just like that Black Cat. She's an exclusive champ that was just for Banquet, and somehow I managed to get her 2 times, which is really sweet. Her dupe is awesome, and I'm excited to have her. So, you know, the dupe gives you those extra heavy attack crits and things like that. But yeah, she is sort of an underrated skill champion, a little bit skill based. But what I've noticed with her is if you just sort of decide, hey, I'm going to throw a special 1 to ramp, you do special 1, get to the special 2, insane damage. She counters things like degen and poison and power sting and stuff like that, and just can like clear all the debuffs and deal with evade. I think she's a very good champion. She was really showcased last war season, of course, as she had the attack tactic. But yeah, she's very solid and very unique. So she is also ranked 2. Shuri was another MVP for Necropolis. I seriously do not know what I would have done if I didn't have her. As soon as I pulled her, she went straight to rank 2. She doesn't need the awakening for Necropolis. There are a few fights where the unblockable countering is helpful, but it's not the end of the world. I completely got through with her the other way, just completely unduped. And yeah, she can just solo so many fights in there and just make some stuff a lot easier. Good domino counter, good for battlegrounds, 2-way. And yeah, she is a great rank 2. And then of course Maestro is just rank 2 for defense. All right, so now looking through the rest, we have some interesting dupes here between Dragon Man and, well, Venom the Duck. I just can't stop pulling him, unfortunately. Shang-Chi, Diablo, Sasquatch, Falcon, you know, all very good champs. I still use Angela for incursions instead of Hercules these days. Titania is going to go up to rank 2 pretty soon, as far as I can tell. I just got to get the remaining catalysts. And then, you know, we can kind of see some of the remaining champions here. Penny Parker is kind of unique. Arcus is a little bit unique. I do have Iron Man, which is pretty amazing. We've got Red Goblin was the one I picked from the selector. Would love to dupe him. You know, Wiccan I got more recently. I don't think he's fully ranked up yet. And then Thanos, I got super duper lucky in the Banquet in one of my early crystals, so he's just a trophy champion. And then Mojo was one of the ones I got from that romance crystal, so I'm excited to be able to use him for the FinTech challenge. I just need to kind of rank him up. And you know, it is also of note, nice that I have Ant-Man and Iron Man. Those are going to be helpful for when we do the you know, the challenge for the gauntlet as well that Karate Mike made. So yeah, those are the 7 stars. It's amazing to me that these just came out in May. That was when we first had 7 stars, and I've already got this many dupes, and you know, the progression is just going so fast. All right, next up we're going to talk about Ascended champs. So these are the ones that I've used the dust on, and again, just talking about how fast the game is progressing. Ascension came out in September, so that was what? That was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was like 6 months ago, and I have way more than 6 Ascended champions, right? There's 10. So, you know, we're getting more than 1 Ascension per month on average, which is kind of nuts. It's way faster than I thought it would ever be. So just going down the line real quick, my first Ascended champion was Scorpion. Really enjoy Scorpion. He's just a monster attacker, and he can do some annoying things on defense. Doubt that he'll ever be a 7-star anytime soon, so he was a really good choice. But then going back to the top, Tigra is one of the ones I more recently did. She was actually only at rank 3, and I took her to rank 5 with a romance gem and ascended her simply because the FinTech challenge, right? And I've always sort of wanted an excuse to have a Tigra, but I never considered myself a good enough player, so this was my excuse. I ranked her up for the challenge, and then moving forward, I'm going to have this pretty much maxed out Tigra, since I do not anticipate her being a 7-star anytime soon as well, but very powerful and skill-based champ. Onslaught, I actually did a featured grind for. He was the first champ since 2021 that I did a grind for. It was way more pleasant than grinds were back then because there's a 400 cap on who gets him, and just our rosters are so much bigger. So it wasn't even that hard of a grind, and I ended up getting him, Sig 200ing him. Fingers crossed that he does not get nerfed at all. I'm a little nervous for him, but even if they sort of take his damage cap down a little bit, he has so much utility that I'm not really worried about any kind of nerf on him anyway. I'm not even the best Onslaught player, so I'm not getting that like massive damage that we're seeing some people be able to get. I just really appreciate his utility and good damage. So that's Onslaught. He's an annoying defender and he's a really good attacker currently, so excited to have him. Absorbing Man was my other mystic that I ascended, and you know, he did some stuff in Necropolis. I got some really good solos like the Airwalker with him, and just an amazing design champ, DLL's first champ. No regrets taking him up. Now, speaking of, we have Kate Bishop, who is also a Necropolis beast. She is so powerful. I really enjoy playing her. I've got some good videos on her on the channel as well. Future Ant-Man was my first tech to get ascended, and he's just, you know, a battleground staple, very tanky, has tons of utility, annoying defender. So, you know, he has all of that going for him, and just one of my favorite tech champions as well. You can prevent them from ever throwing a special. He has some interesting pseudo immunities, and just the glancing makes him really tanky. And currently there aren't that many counters to him, although it looks like the Serpent is going to be a really good counter. Now, Adam Warlock was a little bit of a like on a whim ascension. Like, I think I took him from rank 1 to rank 5, sigged him up and ascended him without ever having played him. He's a little annoying in that, like, it's very easy to lose your RAM. If there's any kind of disruption in the fight, it can really stop him in his tracks. But at SIG 200, the regen is so crazy, and the guaranteed to stun in the pod is really powerful. So I actually really like Adam, even though I'm mostly only using him in AQ currently. I think there's going to be some reasons to bring him out between, you know, that massive yellow number damage that he has. The pod has its interesting utility with the immunities that he gets from it after, and you know, just again, that regen and just some other utility that he has, the unblockable, things like that make him a useful cosmic champion. And then if you're playing him really well and if things go in your favor, you get some outrageous numbers. So I don't really regret bringing him up. It's just like he doesn't really have he doesn't have a place in the game, right? He's just like a very powerful cosmic that can do some stuff, but you know, it can all go south very quickly. So you got to just be careful with him. Now, Domino, I have not been able to pull the 7-star Domino, and even so, SIG 200 is so deadly for her as a defender, and I was a little low on mutant rank up, so I just decided I had already invested the SIG stones in her. It was time to ascend her, so she is an ascended rank 5. I apologize in advance. I know she is not everyone's favorite champion, and she's super annoying on defense and the things that she turns off, but you know, my Battlegrounds deck is not the most stacked one in the world, so I felt a little trolly and decided to add her to it. Scorpion, we already talked about. What's his name? Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. Amazing champ. I have a Battleground showcase of him. His damage is just so high. I'm definitely going to choose him from the Karinas challenges. He's going to be like a future investment, but I think the SIG 200 Ascended one is still going to be the king for a while. He just hits so hard and can do it in so few hits and has the power control. I just think he's an amazing Battlegrounds champ currently. And then Zemo, he is actually ranked 4 Ascended, and I'm going to use the X Magica gem on him so that he is ready for Karinas challenges as well. I was really excited that I had a reason to rank up some 6 stars because of these Karinas challenges. I personally really enjoy having to rank up specific champions for content. I don't think Tigra and Zemo would both be ranked up otherwise, and I'm just excited to have them. I think they're really good champs, and I had a reason to rank them. All right, next up, we're going to just go down the rank 5s, the remainder of them. We basically have Spidey Supreme, one of my early rank 5s, really underrated champion. He is a little squishy, but he counters some things as a mystic that other people can't. The ability power rate reduction is amazing, the sort of copying of buffs, and the miss as a safety net, and that big burst on the special 2, really cool. He is tactic technically, but Currently, the way Mist is working with the tactic is not that great, so I don't know if I'll be using him that much, but, you know, fingers crossed that he does have some uses for Alliance War. Omega Sentinel has always been one of my favorite tech champions, and I think she benefits a lot from rank 5. More combat power, more tankiness. Her armors are so strong. She has that access to plasma against mutants, and just, you know, the straight up heal block and the straight up cowardice can really come in handy, as does the Mist. So I've always enjoyed playing her, and she was an obvious rank 5 for me. Miguel Spidey 99, one of my all-time favorite champs. He's on the channel art. I've used him a lot. I am definitely picking him as a 7-star. Again, I'm going with my favorite champions. So even though I don't have Masacre ranked, I'm going for the Spider-Man, right? Because I am excited to have them as 7 stars and invest for them in the years to come. That's why I'm going to be picking Miguel for that. Wiccan, unfortunately, I do have the 7-star now, and because of stat focus, especially with physical resistance, it is so much more important to have a 7-star in my opinion. But I did need a Wiccan for Necropolis for some of the fights, like Gallon, and just the reverse controls as well. So I invested in him, rank 5 to him, and no regrets there. But you know, now that I have the 7-star, it's a little bit of a feel bad moment, but it is what it is. Silk, I know she exists as a 7-star, but I rank 5 to her because that SIG is really, really important. It adds effective damage in PvP due to the ability to reverse willpower healing, and also just having the access to the slow for Rintras and for evade matchups and things like that. It just makes her a lot more solid of a champion, so no regrets there. Nick Fury, early rank 5, and he's never going to be a 7-star as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, mostly on defense, but, you know, he does the whole second life light ending combo deep wounds thing quite well and has other utility. So, you know, Nick Fury is a beast. Hulkling and Null, they're both cosmic powerhouses, and I know that Null is a 7-star, but he was actually my first rank 5. I went with him with the Cosmic Gem, and, you know, he's put in some work in Necropolis and some other content for me, and that SIG is really important. So having a SIG 200 Null is still a really good rank 5. And then we're just going to blitz through these champions, the rank 4s. I'm just going to kind of talk about some of the ones that I end up using. I use Toad a lot. I like him for the way he counters skill champions. The game is sort of moving in a direction where like the class relationships are really important, and you know, there's just a lot of annoying skill defenders that I enjoy using Toad for. That's kind of the only reason I bring him out, as well as occasionally putting on defense due to like the way he interacts with poison, and also how if they are poison immune you can still get stunned. So, you know, he's one of those champions that I really enjoy, and may rank 5 someday. Same with Valkyrie. I just haven't used her that much lately. Stealthy is probably going to get rank 5 someday. Bishop, I just want to note that he's SIG 200, so even though I have the 7-star, I use this 6-star in my Battlegrounds deck because it is so powerful defensively to have SIG 200, even more than the stats. Spot, I really do not want to rank 5 because I know the 7-star exists, and stat focus for block proficiency would really help him. Overseer, similar story to Bishop. I mostly use the 6-star if I need one due to the SIG ability. Nimrod still gets pulled out every once in a while. Medusa also still gets pulled out once in a while. They have very niche uses, or not necessarily niche, but they just counter things so well. Same with Lady Deathstrike, you know, for those weapon X's and such. Jabari is a very recent rank 4, and it's because I'm going to be doing the Tigra and Jabari challenge soon, so I'm excited to give her a whirl. Blade, really fun rank 4. I've definitely used him against dimensional beings, and he's a great champion. The Hood, Rintra, also really great. Cosmic Ghost Rider is there for nuking. Archangel, also there for nuking. Kingpin, haven't used that much lately, but he's so powerful, may eventually go to rank 5. Thor, a recent rank 4 for the Avengers Challenge. Like I mentioned before, I'm really excited to have a reason to rank up champions, right? And Thor is one of those. Having a SIG 200 6-star Thor is pretty cool. I'm also really happy to say I did not have him until I did some of these Karina challenges, and I picked him from a selector. I actually didn't have a 6-star Thor, and now I have a close to SIG 200 one who's going to be able to be used in that challenge. Really nice touch to have the selectors so that you can get the champions you need for the challenge. Cassie, I am a pretty bad Cassie player, but she's a great champion, so she's ranked up. She-Hulk, freshly ranked for that annoying Absorbing Man Winter of Woe fight. I needed her for one of the objectives, and that was my excuse to rank for her again. So again, the theme I keep saying here is like, I enjoy ranking champs for content. I needed that She-Hulk. Rank 3 wasn't cutting it for me, so she is rank 4 now. Werewolf, I prematurely ranked before getting the 7-star, so he's kind of useless now, but it is fun to have him, and I got to take him for a spin before getting the 7-star. And then, of course, Scarlet Witch, even though she's 6200, has terrible prestige, and I did use her on the original EOP, Karina's Volume 3, of course, but she's not used that much, but it is fun every once in a while in like EQ or something to bring out Scarlet Witch, because if things go your way, she is actually quite powerful. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. Watch out for the channel. There's going to be some champion reviews coming out, and I may actually stream some of the Karina's challenges if I can get my act together. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And once again, just thank you everybody for coming along with me on this journey, getting me to 4,000 subs. Let's make it to 5,000. If you ever have any questions, put them in the comments, because I enjoy reading the comments and sort of as fodder for video ideas for the future. That does really help me craft ideas to make videos that can be helpful for you. If you have not subbed, please hit that sub button. Let's get all the way up to 5,000 this year. That would be an absolute treat. And of course, if you're interested in being a member to get some extra perks and emojis made by Cat Murdock, hit that join button, and I'd really appreciate it. So thanks again for checking out this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.